Here with more on the state of the AI arms race is Eyeé, the CEO of AI consulting firm Malo Santo and senior policy advisor at the Goldman School of Public Policy at UC Berkeley. Appreciate the time this morning. The street is really at a loss on some of these questions, specifically about this $6 million figure. Some elements of the street research today just sort of discounts it outright. Do you?
I definitely don't. I mean, the major introduction that came with DeepSeek R1 is not a massive novel breakthrough in a new type of AI. It's a novel breakthrough in the way that AI is trained. The environment through which DeepSeek has had resources and funding to be able to create AI models of their own has necessitated that they become more innovative, that they develop new techniques to do more with less. And what we're seeing at the heart of this innovation is a training technique that used to require two separate AI models that were usually about the same size, that you would need to scale up and train at the same time in order to be able to build something like OpenAI's O1. And what DeepSeek does is it makes it so you only need one and a little bit of another model, which exponentially reduces the amount of computing power that you need to be able to train a model because you need less AI to be able to train the AI. And so I think that this technological advancement could create cost-cutting measures that are as severe as down to $6 million. Now, the question is not if DeepSeek is going to displace current existing AI leaders in the US, but the question is more so how soon before we adopt these techniques to supercharge our own AI on better hardware. If DeepSeek was able to build so much with older hardware, how much will we be able to build with newer hardware like that which is committed under Project Stargate that Donald Trump,
yes.
President Trump just...
So where does that leave the question of whether or not our industry is overspending, over-provisioning to the build-out?
Well, let's think about it like this. If we are building the AI superhighway, then the equivalent of what DeepSeek just did was come out with a way to make existing cars 2 times as fuel efficient. Now, of course, if they're the only car on the market that has that kind of technology in it, then everyone is going to flock to use that type of car, because who doesn't want 2x fuel efficiency? That's the similar sort of thinking behind developers and the excitement in the community about being able to use some of these advanced AI tools for a fraction of the cost. However, once those techniques become adopted by the rest of the industry, it will call into question how much more powerful and how much faster we'll be able to move as the United States, given that we already have more hardware. Now, for folks who are wondering, well, why didn't we figure this out before? Have we been overspending? I think this is a larger challenge and a larger question of what we as Americans believe will drive innovation in the market. Up until this point, we've been following closed source models that are owned, developed, and created and maintained by private companies who claim that as intellectual property. What DeepSeek showed us is that their innovative solutions happened not only because of their unique environment where they were forced to build a little bit more creatively, whereas companies like OpenAI and Anthropic have access to a lot of hardware, so they might not have been thinking, how do we do more than with less here? But simultaneously, because they open sourced the model, they allowed anyone and everyone to see how the code was written. Their research paper and their technical report about their model is extremely detailed. They gave more detail than Meta has given in any of their open source models. And so because they opened up the knowledge base to be contributed to more people, their pace is moving faster. So the U.S. has to ask, how can we not only compete on the closed source side with all of our proprietary companies, how can we also now invest in our own open source models to compete similarly?